And welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. So do me a favor, hit subscribe, watch, comment, keep the comments coming, and share with your family and friends because the nonsense is never ending. Meanwhile, this morning, King Charles gave a speech to Canadian Parliament to formally open a new season. Now, I want to be clear about something. It's unusual for the king to deliver the speech. Usually, it's a representative does it on his behalf, but it's believed that King Charles's trip was seen as a rebuke of Trump's claims that Canada should become America's 51st state. Now, I want to play you a few clips from King Charles' speech. First, he spoke about how there are unprecedented challenges across the continent. Play the clip.
While the world faces unprecedented challenges, generating uncertainties across the continents with regards to peace and stability, economics and climate change, your communities have the skills and determination to bring a wealth of solutions.
Yeah, I mean, look, he also goes on and he speaks about how Canada can actually capitalize on the instability in the continent. And while he didn't specifically refer to the United States, it seems as if though, he's talking about us. Play the clip.
Many Canadians are feeling anxious and worried about the drastically changing world around them. Fundamental change is always unsettling. Yet this moment is also an incredible opportunity. An opportunity for renewal, an opportunity to think big and to act bigger, an opportunity for Canada to embark on the largest transformation of its economy since the Second World War. A confident Canada, which has welcomed new Canadians, including from some of the most tragic global conflict zones, can seize this opportunity by recognizing that all Canadians can give themselves far more than any foreign power on any continent can ever take away. And that by staying true to Canadian values, Canada can build new alliances and a new economy that serves all Canadians.
One has to really imagine, because, it's been going on forever now. American presidents always go to Buckingham Palace. They always meet with the king and the queen. I wonder whether or not Charles is going to invite Trump, especially based off of the sentiment that we just heard. Meanwhile, he also emphasized how strong the true North is. Play that clip.
As the anthem reminds us, the true North is indeed strong and free.
Listen, let me be very clear. Half my family live in Canada, and I can tell you they're not happy, not one little bit, regarding the statements that were made about Canada becoming the 51st state. They weren't happy about the barrage of attacks by Trump against Trudeau, even though they're not major Trudeau fans at all. But nevertheless, he was their prime minister. The king also arrived yesterday and he visited different areas of Canada. And Prime Minister Mark Carney, he posted this montage on X. An interesting thing to note is that the song in the background is actually called Home, which is by a bunch of American musicians. So the question is, was this like a subtle jab to Trump? Play the clip. Listen, let me also go over and say this, that over the weekend, Prime Minister Carney, he posted a clip of him speaking about how Canada has what the world needs. Unlike what Trump is talking about, how Canada won't exist without the United States, it's not true. And Carney wanted to prove it. Play the clip.
We have what the world wants. We have the values the world respects. So, we are going to be very, very busy in the next few weeks. But we are going to be very, very busy in the next few months. We are going to be very, very busy in the next few years. We're going to have to do things previously thought impossible at speeds not seen in generations. And your commitment, your ideas, your energy will be essential, and our partnership will be vital. It's my solemn commitment to work with all of you to seize this moment for Canadians, to build big, to build bold, to build together, to build now. Let's get to work.
I want to be clear about something. Carney happens to be an economist, a finance guy. He ran the Bank of Canada. You're not dealing with some halfwit. In fact, what he's already doing, what they're already establishing right now, is off-roads within which to continue their economy without the United States as a partner. My friends, I am 100% certain that despite what Trump and this administration believe, that they're going to cripple Canada based upon us stopping or imposing these 100% tariffs, whether it's on steel or rolled aluminum or soft lumber, it doesn't matter. The world needs Canada's resources. In fact, let me go one step further, something that I've spoken about right here on this show. Much of the northeast of America is actually powered by Canada, by Ontario. That it is their power plant that provides electricity, believe it or not, to as far as New York, and then even south of that. This is not a joke. They cut off power. The United States doesn't have enough power within which to power the Northeast. We are not at the advantage that Trump believes. And how long do you think it would take to build a power plant? Well, if you ask Trump, you can almost build it overnight with his trillions and trillions of dollars that he's brought in. It's not true. Now, mind you, if you'll remember earlier this month, when Carney visited Trump at the White House, he was steadfast, absolutely steadfast, that Canada does not and will not become the 51st state, saying things like, some things just aren't for sale. Play the clip.
First state, if Canadians don't want it, would you respect that?
Sure, I would. But this is not necessarily a one-day deal. This is over a period of time they have to make that decision. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, if I may. Respectfully, Canadians' view on this is not going to change on the 51st state. Secondly, we are the largest client of the United States in the totality of all the goods. So we are the largest client of the United States. We have a tremendous auto sector between the two of us, and the changes that made have been helpful. 50% of a car that comes from Canada is American. That's not like anywhere else in the world. And to your question about is there one thing? No, this is a bigger discussion. There are much bigger forces involved, and this will take some time and some discussions, and that's why we're here, to have those discussions, and that is represented by who's sitting around the table.
See, the conflict is...
Yeah, there is no conflict. The conflict is, Mr. President, you just don't understand. You don't understand this entire scenario on tariffs. You don't understand the back and forth that goes on, that these vehicles are manufactured in part in Detroit. They're shipped over to Ontario. They come back to Detroit. They get assembled and back and forth and back and forth. So this nonsense that it's only Canada that benefits from the United States. The United States benefits from Canada as well. And you know who else agrees with this notion that Canada will never be and should never be America's 51st state? Canadians, play that clip.
We are a country that is sovereign, and the rhetoric from the U.S. of the 51st state has got to stop.
He shouldn't come for us because, we have support of other countries too.
He's a charlatan. Like most Canadians, we have no interest in him and think he's a fool.
Listen, this is terrible. It really is. It's truly terrible that our allies, our closest neighbor, looks at our president like a charlatan, like a fool. But when you allow people, whether it's Stephen Miller or Howard Lutnick, whether it's Scott Bessent or any of the other acolytes, the enablers, the sycophants that he surrounded himself with, to go ahead and to express to him that you should continue to disparage Canada, it is a terrible, terrible mistake. And it's not one that is easily rectifiable. When Carney was sitting there in the White House, respectful, it must have taken him a tremendous amount of strength to do that. Why? Because one, he's not Trudeau. All right? He's just not. He is a totally different type of prime minister. One that the Canadian people have decided that this is what we need. We need somebody who's more of a fighter. Trudeau is more of a statesman. But Carney's not playing this game, and nor was he going to allow President Trump to disparage him, to denigrate him on the world stage as he talks the stupidity about maybe making Carney into the governor of the largest state, which of course it would be, turning all of Canada into the 51st state of America. He wasn't going to have it. And he wanted to make it crystal clear. Again, like when he compared it to the White House, some things just aren't for sale. And one of them is Canada. So what we really need to do is we need to put an end to all this stupidity. Let's concentrate on where we need to concentrate, not on stupid stuff like this, not on retaking the Panama Canal, not on taking Greenland or buying Greenland, not on turning around and taking the Gaza and making it into a real estate play. These are not the actions of a president. They're the actions of an autocrat. And it's why I constantly say, please, share this program with your family and your friends. Help to build the community so we can ensure that this stupidity doesn't continue. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. We're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.